What's going on, guys? I wanted to jump on a quick live and give you a sneak peek into the dads group and what we're doing in there. I'm not going to go too in depth because this is something that I made just for the men and the dads in that group. Just wanted to give you a little insight into what it is we're doing in there. So, as a man, you're meant to be bold, you're meant to be different, you are meant to live your life. Oftentimes, as a man, we're misunderstood and we're definitely expected to live a certain way. And that's not saying anything against women. I am just specifically speaking to men, to dads, and that's what this is meant for. Who is that in the mirror? There was at one point in life where I really had to sit down and figure out who the hell was that person that I had become. I spent many years under a dark cloud and I didn't even recognize who it was in the mirror. So I really had to figure my shit out. And I didn't know where to look. I didn't have the community. And that's a big reason why I'm creating for men the safe space, the community, because you don't have to be alone when you're going through tough times or going through your own self sabotaging bullshit like I was. You don't have to be alone and you don't have to wonder where to look because I am creating that. Thank you guys for being on this live if you're on here. So, one of the most successful things that I did and that I still do is I turn my habits into baby steps. And instead of looking at that habit as a giant chunk far down the road, I create it into a small baby step. So it seems more doable for me because I don't want to become overwhelmed. And when I become overwhelmed, that's when I take myself out of action. And that's the last thing that we're trying to do right now is get out of action. Step number one, set your intentions for the day. We ultimately have the control over our thoughts, and we are the thinker of our thoughts. We are not our thoughts. So when we let something ruin our day, that is a choice. And why would we let something trigger us? Why would we let something control our whole day that we will never get back? So the first step that I created was setting your intention. When you go into the day, into the morning, setting your intention on how the day is going to go, it's basically like a roadmap, your subconscious roadmap on how your day is going to go. Super successful, very helpful. And that's why I'm sharing it here. Step number two, start filling your head with positivity. Um, Affirmations definitely work. I don't want to sound all woo woo, but affirmations definitely help. Staying positive, choosing to be positive helps. Don't underestimate the power of positivity. One of the things that I do to make sure that I stay positive is I listen to inspiring podcasts. Um, Oftentimes on my drives nowadays, I don't typically even really listen to music because I need to utilize my time better. I have two kids. I have to be very intentional with my time. Podcasts when I'm driving, why not use that time to learn something, to better myself, to grow? Step number three, give yourself 1 month, give yourself 4 weeks, something small. 4 weeks is pretty small, and we deserve at least 4 weeks. But write down a goal, give yourself a goal mentally, physically, some type of goal, and write it down on a card, on a note card. That's what I used to do. Put it somewhere that you're going to see it every day. Put it on the fridge. I'm in the fridge a lot. Uh, but I would write down my goals and I would put them on the dashboard of my car because I see that every day, and I have to keep that. I have to keep that goal in the forefront because I'm a very forgetful person, and it's easy for me to revert back to my old ways, and I need to avoid that as much as possible. Step number four, work out at least 3 times a week. If you're not working out right now, why not start? You feel awesome. You start to look better. Mentally, it's all around. There's a lot more to this than just working out. I come from the personal training world and I got out of it because I am here to help people on a much deeper level than the physical body. But working out can definitely play a role into having a successful life. So I start at least 3 days a week, minimum. That's what I give myself, at least 3 days a week. I literally created a workout program in here. It's all body weight. It's going to be less than 30 minutes. So you don't have to do any of the thinking. You don't have to worry about time. You literally have no excuses with this. All body weight, very minimal time, zero excuses to get past this. Um, with the counted exercises, add 3 reps each time. Challenge yourself. If you're doing something and it isn't challenging you, then why are you doing it? Because the whole point of growing is being challenged. The whole point in challenging yourself is to challenge yourself. It should be uncomfortable. It should be hard. It shouldn't be easy. Add 3 reps every time. Do your own workout program if you have something. Uh, you know, you could use that one too. I also started a checklist, things that you can literally start right now. Find 5 minutes out of the day to spend time alone. At least give yourself at least 5 minutes a day. I wake up pretty early because I have to get myself prepared for the kids before the kids wake up. So I have to spend a little bit of time for myself to get myself ready. Verbalize out loud what your intentions are for the day. Set yourself up for success. Um, give yourself that roadmap on what your day could look like. Don't choose to let somebody or something ruin your day. Why? We will never get that day back. Before the day ends, write down one thing that you're grateful for. A lot of the programs that I follow or have followed say to write down like 3, 4, 5, even 10 things. That gets a little tedious for me. When things get tedious for me, I don't do them. So if you're anything like me, I made this checklist with simplicity in mind. Write down one thing that you're grateful for. Start adding more if you want. Start reading or listening to a book if you're not doing that right now. Definitely helpful. Start journaling your thoughts, your feelings, your daily events. Journaling is awesome as well. You can look back 6 months from now and read like where you were and what you did to get you out of that spot. Or you could see if you've reverted back to where you were, like what were you doing that was making you so successful, or what weren't you doing? And you can add that into journal your thoughts, your feelings every day. Also write down one thing that you're grateful for every day. Um, Search for an accountability partner or a mentor. Every successful business, every successful person has a coach, has a mentor, has a partner. Make it fun. I've worked with many coaches, still do, and it's awesome. Invest in yourself. And remember to trust the process. This is not an overnight fix. It can get discouraging, but you need to know what your ultimate goal is and to not let that discouraging time take over. Also, with any good program, with any type of program, you are going to be more successful when you're keeping track of it. Look at bodybuilders, they track every thing that they ingest into their body. They keep track of every single thing. And look at those guys. Just that's just one type of tracking. Obviously, there's different ways you could track success, but I use bodybuilders. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. How did you feel physically and mentally? Get even deeper. Break that down into days. You can use that in your journaling. Again, keeping track of these things just set you up for success. And that is now my job. My job is to set men up for success. I at one time again had nowhere to look. I didn't know there were communities. I didn't know there was resources like this. Um, and if I could just make getting out of old habits as simple as possible, that is what I'm here for. That's what this dad group for is for, building that community. And that's now my job is to help men just become better men, better dads for their families, for their spouses, for their kids. Thank you guys. Quick sneak peek into what we're doing there. Hope you guys have a good evening.